So I've been on a bit of an architecture kick lately, especially windows and doors. Just been going around, either physically or sometimes just walking down the streets through the wonders of Google Maps, looking for architectural features that just stand out to me, saving them without really knowing what I'm going to do with them. However, I've had this really, I think, genius idea of going down a completely different route and actually making that out of fabric. Because that way it's not just going to be like a model door standing around. I can like do something with it. Namely, I'm probably gonna make different patches of different doors and windows and then just cover whatever garment it may be at the end in those. I got a bunch of scraps and all kinds of other leftovers and a shirt here and there that I don't wear anymore. Also sewing thread in all kinds of colors, so I'm sure I can do some damage with that. My old nemesis. We meet again. If you're new to the lore, I frequently have problems with the sewing machine. I'm convinced it's not my fault. Let me explain my idea in a little more detail. If I were to make this one out of cardboard, I'd obviously cut like the basic shape and then like the frame, glue that on top of it. Maybe I'd even make like the stone frame around it even more thick, you know, because the door is sitting in there, so maybe like 3 layers of cardboard, and then go in for the details. And my fabric idea is essentially the same, it's just about the shapes. Get a couple different fabrics. Black is gonna be heavily involved because I'm the one who's gonna have to wear this in the end, and making it colorful is gonna be of no use, trust me. But you know, change it up a little bit and then essentially make all of these layers out of different fabrics. Use a very narrow zigzag stitch to make like a wider line somewhere and add detail that way. If I want like a certain color in there that I don't have in fabric, I can add that with thread. Also, I'm not aiming for clean edges with this project. Like, I'm not gonna cut out each layer and then like hem it or sew around it necessarily. It's supposed to be a bit messy. I love checkered paper and I don't think I appreciate its existence enough, so thank you. I'm actually gonna start on the example one. The whole base of it in just plain black. I got this Guns N' Roses shirt that I do not wear anymore. I'm pretty sure it has like a hole somewhere. I'm definitely gonna figure something out to do with the print. I'm not cutting into that, don't worry, but I can use the sleeves and most of the back as just a good base fabric. Probably gonna do some brown stitching for these lines on top of that, and then do like the frame of the door, this part in actual brown fabric that I have left over from a brown shirt. I don't think it's wide enough, or it might be just about. I can probably attach 2 of these strips in the middle. It's not going to be noticeable in the final result, but it's just going to give me a bigger panel to work with. So now we're going to see if the sewing machine wants to do what I wanted to do today. Big moment. Wish me luck. Okay, as predicted, it was a bit of a fight up to now, and a lot of trial and mostly error. This thing is gonna drive me insane. I don't want to complain too much because I don't want it to hear me, because I finally got it to where I wanted it to be. I wanted to get the lines down for like the very base part of the door. I made equally spaced apart marks for me to follow. I got one straight line done now. It's looking good. So I'm hoping I can repeat that success 4 more times on this, and then we'll worry about the next step. Thank fuck. I'm done with that for the day. I think all the important parts worked out. I don't need it to be 100% straight. I decided to sew this whole brown panel thing on top of the black one directly without cutting anything out first, because that's just gonna roll up and be a nightmare to maneuver through the machine. No, okay. No, there is stitching there. I'm still looking for the part where it went horrifically wrong. Traced the outline onto the brown thing and then basically it went around those shapes. So now I got this, and I'm just gonna cut out the middle part of these panels to hopefully reveal the straight lines that I did on the black fabric to be in the right place. I got a couple updates. I added these horizontal details to the door. I think that really helps, you know, just give it a bit more dimension and make these parts look a little bit less like prison bars. Black stitching for that, because, you know, this is just to really hold it down, but these actually have like these horizontal shadows because it's like tiered and stuff. So I thought that would be nice also to pull this together. And then I wasn't sure if I was gonna make the stone frame around this thing. First of all, brown is enough. I don't want to add any more color to this one patch. But I didn't want to make it in plain black either, so would you look at that? The perfect solution. That's actually, funnily enough, the hem that I cut off the shirt that I wore yesterday. With this one yesterday, I thought I had to join two parts together. That's the joy of working with scraps. Seam ripped this brown part, and then the panel was actually big enough. I did seam rip this as well, but I am definitely gonna have to join two pieces together. I really like how this is coming out. Took me a while to take care of all the threads. For now, I'm done with this one. I want to try one more thing and recreate this. You see those a lot where I'm from. They're basically coverings for like holes that lead into your basement, you know, if you don't really have like an actual window in that. And they come in all shapes and sizes and patterns, because this one's less about shapes than the door was. It's more about the pattern. Sewing that pattern on there, probably in like a light bluish gray, because I like the color, but I'm gonna go back to black base fabric, and then we'll see if there's any more details to add.
All straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me?
Now just imagine a whole piece of clothing covered in these. I can definitely see the vision. Dangerous new hobby to have. No door or window is safe for me. Really happy with them. They came out really well. Everything worked out pretty much how I imagined. You know, once I got the sewing machine going. I'd like to thank it for its cooperation. When it does do what it's supposed to do, it is a truly magical piece of equipment in engineering. Maybe I just need to compliment it more often, and then it will cooperate more often. So I hope you heard that. So this door was definitely more what I was originally thinking, you know, with the layering and all that, and like the stone frame around things, translating to a lot more of these that I'm gonna do. This one was much more experimental. I wasn't even sure if I was gonna make one. I just took that picture one day and wanted to recreate it. But once I got the pattern down, I did layer another layer on top to do like the outline, just to clean that up. Also, really fun detail with the eyelet, stitching on top of that to make it look more like the ring dangling off of the original covering thing. I know what you're thinking, more eyelets or potentially buttons for doorknobs. And I hear you, I've had the same thought. Did like put one down just to see how it would look. Refrain from doing that until I have like all the patches and more of an idea of what layout I'm gonna do. Because I can imagine if I'm gonna cover like a whole sweatshirt in these, there's gonna be places like probably in the back where you're like leaning on stuff and like under the arms and everything where it would be really inconvenient and uncomfortable to have like a button or maybe even an eyelet there. This one really needed it though, because I don't think the vision would translate without it. Honestly, I think the most time-consuming and annoying part about this project was storing away all the loose ends of the thread in the end. Underestimated that, I will be honest. But you know, nothing that couldn't be done, except that my desk and some parts of the floor now look like an absolute casserole. I think I forgot to track how long this took me because I'm currently melting and I hate it here. 2 episodes of Taskmaster Series 4, 2 CDs of an audiobook, Awake by Godsmack a couple of times over. Anyways, I'll see you soon with another idea. Rock on or whatever. Bye.